This is a brand new game that I'm playing. I have played the original 2 games of the Orcs Must Die series, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed each one. It is such a good game and I've had so many laughs and giggles over it. Without me waffling on too much today, we're going to get straight into a game so that you guys can see what this is all about. I've had a quick go on survival on this first level. Surprisingly, well, probably not surprisingly to you, you'll probably think, yeah, we've been expecting this. I failed quite badly. From the looks of this game, you get all your traps that you get in the game, and obviously you have to upgrade these traps as well as your characters. And from the looks of things also, you get different types of characters that you have in this game as well. That's my basic assumption of what this game's about to begin with at this present moment in time, but I'm sure I'll learn more as more of the videos are basically released out for you guys to watch. So we're going to go and play on the first level, which is the baths. We're going to go launch. I need to select our character. I'm going to stick with Maximilian. He is the character that I've known throughout the Orcs Must Die series, so for the time being I'm going to stick with him and stick with what I know with. So we're going to go along with him, and then we're going to select our loadout, which is the starter loadout, which is the default loadout, which you basically start off with a mending root. That grants a short period of increased health regeneration. Effects is cancelled upon taking damage. I've not tried that yet, but that sounds good. Of course, we have our sturdy Lion Guardian, which is the Paladin, for those of you who are more familiar with the old game. And basically, he provides nearby allies with health. At home, the Lion Guardian deals 35% more damage and has 35% more health, so that's good. We've got the classic arrow wall. This fires a barrage of arrows in a straight line when triggered, dealing physical damage. I'll be using them a lot. They were one of my favourite traps that I used in the previous games of the Orcs Must Die. Floor spikes, they're another common trap to have. Skewers enemies from below when triggered, dealing physical damage. Now, you've noticed this is already a tier 2 trap because this was a freebie upgrade that I had when I first got this game, so they've already been upgraded. The tar trap, they basically slow your enemies down. That's a tier 1. The swinging mace continuously swings a large mace, plummeting enemies that passes beneath it and deals physical damage. I love this trap. It's one of my favourite weapons. Just to see bones mangle, crush, grind, powder up, squelch. Oh, it's just wonderful just seeing masses of orcs just getting mangled up in one big heap. I love it. Now the concussive pounder, I think this is a trap on into the ground when triggered, stuns them. Yeah, it's a stunning trap, so if you want to confine them into one area, so let's say for example you have the swinging mace, they can just basically pound a load of orcs or enemies in one fellow swoop, so that's always useful. And the barricade, that basically gives you a choke point where if you want to block off, let's say, a 2-way access point to the rift, you can block off one area, so then you're funneling all the enemies down one particular path, so you're steering them down the way that you want them to go. As you can see on the map on the right hand side, there will be 2 points of entry to get to the rift, so we'll look at perhaps setting up a barricade on one side so that we can funnel off the orcs down one point and perhaps create a choke point and slow them down as well. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Oh, I've been looking forward to this. Oh, I do love a good game. The Orcs Must Die. I can't remember the last time I played this, so there may be a little bit of rustiness in this particular episode, but hopefully I won't embarrass myself too much. But even if I do, as long as it provides great entertainment for you guys, then it serves its purpose. So yeah, we're just going to wait for the game to load up and then we can make a start. So we'll close that tab because we don't need to read that. Right, if you see where my character picture is, there should be a figure of 6,000. That is basically my credits, monies that I've got available to me to spend on traps to begin with, and as the game goes on, the more enemies you kill, you rack up more points essentially that you can spend on more traps the further on you go into the game. So we're just going to have a quick look around the map. Got like an acid pit down there, so it's fairly symmetrical on both sides. So as I was saying earlier in this video, I think what we're going to do, we're going to perhaps set up a barricade on one side. So we'll need to decide which side we want to block off. So I think here will be a good starting point. So if we put 2 barricades here, this, as you can see now, yeah, that's worked. See where them blue ghostly figures of the orcs are going? Now we've blocked off this side. They're all basically concentrated on going down the one remaining one side, which is open and free for them to get to the rift. So I think what we're going to do now is try and exploit that to our advantage. To start off with, I think we're going to stick one swinging mace down, and perhaps we'll stick a couple of tar traps down as well, just to slow them down, get them really stuck in this goo. So it gives this mace plenty of time just to take out a couple of these orcs. We really want to deal with maximum damage here, so that's the idea. How much have we got? We've got enough money to spend on one more spike trap, so I think we'll stick it on this wall here. And we'll see how we get on with this. Hopefully we're not going to embarrass ourselves too much, so we'll let this first wave go. And we'll see what happens.
Enemy has opened a minion portal.
Fingers crossed. Here they come. They're breaking down the door.
They've broken through a gate.
And here we go. I'll try and get as many headshots as I can. Oh, that is glorious. See these green dudes in there? I've not seen these guys before. But the mace is doing its job. And certainly the barricade is. It's focusing all the enemies down one path. Which is great, and not many seem to be getting through. Ah, now here's the big guys. Now I'm starting to get through the rift. That isn't good. Oh, that wasn't too bad. For a first attempt on this game, I don't think that was disastrous. Got a few coins to pick up in the health bar. Right, now we're going to need to evaluate what we need to do now. We've got a little bit more cash to spend, so I think we'll put a few more traps down. Perhaps another swinging mace, just to reinforce this archway. And we'll get a couple of more sticky tar traps down as well. Just to really slow them down.
Almost hurt myself on that.
And then we'll let this second wave go. Get my primary weapon up. Bring on the carnage. I wonder if I can throw off a cheeky shot. No, I can't. couple of headshots. Oh. Oh, I'm missing a trick here. I can actually place a Guardian. I think when this wave's finished, I'll place them two down. Take out some big guys so we don't get too close. Oh, I love the special effects there when they get electrocuted. Oh, hilarious. Now the big guys are starting to get through.
Looks like it hurt.
If I can hold them back long enough, I should just about be able to do it now. I need to be quick now. We need to place a few more traps down.
I'll never notice
One
this.
there.
I'll just leave
One
this
there.
right here.
One there. And we'll place down a Guardian. Oh, without getting hit. Beautiful. And at the same time, all these traps will be racking up some combos for me. And the higher and the bigger the combo levels are. Oh, these are ogres. They are nasty beasts. Right, now I've got a little bit of a respite. We'll get this Guardian placed down. And we're placing right there. Fantastic. How many credits? I've got 4,000. We'll stick a couple of spike traps down on the
almost
floor.
hurt myself on that. I'll never notice this.
Just to weaken them slightly.
I'll just leave this right here.
And that'll do nicely there. Let's have a look through here. We'll just continue putting wall traps
cut
down.
once. Whoopsie. Almost hurt myself on that.
And there,
I'll just leave
and
this
one
right
there,
here.
and that'll do. Can I place another Guardian down, perhaps? Or is it just the one? No, I can place another one
You don't have
down,
enough
so-
coin for that.
Guardian costs 250. Oh, I need another. I'm 10 short. That's unfortunate. But I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Right, let's get this wave going. So this should be wave 4 out of 6. That's correct. And here they come. Oh, this Guardian's just a beast. Look at him laying smack down. I hate these little rat things. The most annoying thing ever in this game. Because some of them can bypass a lot of your traps and they just run straight through your dungeon undetected and straight into your rift. Now these are hunters. They go straight after you. And if you're not careful, you can take a lot of health off you and deal a lot of damage. We've got a few more ogres coming through. Take care of him. We'll give our Guardian a bit of a dig out. Place a few more traps down.
I'll never notice this.
A few more here as well.
Twice, cut once. I'll just leave this right here. One of our guardians has fallen.
Oh, he fought valiantly. He was a brave lad. I'm sure we should be able to manage with what we've got at the moment. Nobody else has entered the rift. Right, that wave's completed. We've only got one more left. So